Okay, the jelly is formed into a perfect glob right in the center of the piece of bread. Now, why the jelly first, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. It's easier to lick off the knife than the peanut butter. And also, you don't want peanut butter in your jelly jar now, do you? The next step to do is to get a decent amount of peanut butter and smooth it evenly across the piece of bread. Every inch of that bread should be covered.
Okay.
With a thin layer of peanut butter.
Every inch of the bread. Come on. My decent wasn't decent enough. Aha!
You then want to pick up the peanut butter slice of bread and place it evenly on top of the jelly part. Definitely do not try and lift the jelly piece up because all the jelly will slide off. After you have a perfectly constructed peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you have to ruin your piece of art by using the same glorious knife, cutting the sandwich diagonally across. Never up and down. It must be diagonal, just for personal reasons, but you may find you like it horizontally.
I like the fact that you leave an option there for the reader to actually be able to choose one or the other, so you're actually allowing them to understand that there's more than one way to be able to actually do this. So I'm going to take your suggestion and I'm going to cut it diagonally.
Finally, pick up the sandwich and place it on the plate. As you see, it is really quite simple to make an extremely delicious American peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It takes little time and effort, but in the end, it may just end up being the dish your children most remember you for.
And that's a nice ending too. I really like the connection with the beginning of the essay and how that goes together with how you concluded. That's great. Okay, let's go on to the
number 5.
Number 5.
Okay, how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches have always been one of the most basic meals or snacks you can make, especially those last few days before payday. The ingredients are inexpensive and everybody seems to have them on hand. The first thing to do when preparing to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is to gather all of the supplies and ingredients.
Okay.
These include a butter knife, teaspoon, bread, plate, and last but not least, peanut butter and jelly.
Bread, peanut butter and jelly. Okay, so with this one, we're going to assume that we got the jars open, we're going to assume that we got the bag open, and we're going to make the sandwich. I really liked this essay. It was a very strong essay, and so I kind of want to demonstrate and talk you through this one just a little bit so I can show you what, in comparison with some of the others, what we've got in front of us. Okay.
The next step would be to choose what type of bread you want to use, whether white, wheat, rye, etc.
Okay.
Once you choose, take 2 slices of bread from the package and place them on the plate.
Okay, once again, tearing open the package with my teeth probably would have happened on that one too. Okay, they're on the plate.
For those who like to toast the bread first, this would be the time to do it before placing it on the plate.
Very good for that option too.
Be careful when handling hot bread right out of the toaster.
And that's nice too. We have the warnings. That was really nice. You have to make sure that you include some warnings and things in situations where that would occur. So that's nice. I like that.
Once you have the bread on your plate, you will choose your desired peanut butter. There are many different brands and varieties of peanut butter, usually creamy or chunky, whichever you prefer.
We have creamy. I think the author chooses chunky or something, but we've got creamy. And of course, hopefully they're going to tell us to open it.
Open the jar. And Using your butter knife, take out approximately 2 tablespoons of peanut butter.
One moment. Okay. We have to open the jar again. Make sure that we describe opening the jar. It's not just open the jar. We actually have to know how to open the jar, right? So there's details that we need to discuss as a writer, okay, that need to occur. Okay. 2. What was the instructions?
Take out approximately 2 tablespoons of peanut butter.
Okay. Approximately.
Smoothly smear the peanut butter onto one piece of bread, covering the entire surface.
Covering the surface. That's nice. That's a nice way of putting it.
After assuring that the peanut butter is spread evenly, wipe the excess peanut butter on the knife onto the edge of the jar for later use and recap the jar. Carefully place your knife in the sink. We are now up to the jelly. Again, as with peanut butter, there are many choices when it comes to jelly. Not only are there different flavors, you can also choose jam, preserves, or jelly, depending on which texture you like. At this point, with our attention on the second piece of bread, you will remove the lid from the jelly jar.
Okay.
Pick up your teaspoon and scoop out a heaping spoonful of jelly. Place the jelly onto the center of the slice of bread. With care not to let the jelly slide off the sides of the bread, use the back of the spoon to spread it out evenly, being sure not to miss the corners. When finished, place the spoon in the sink and recap the jelly jar.
It's in the sink.
In order to complete the construction of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, pick up the slice of bread with the peanut butter and, peanut butter side down, place on top of the jelly slice, being sure all corners are even.
I really like that we make sure that we tell our reader that the 2 sides with the peanut butter and jelly on them are actually going to meet. So I'm actually flipping it over. Could we read that just one more time so they can hear it?
Pick up the slice of bread with the peanut butter and, peanut butter side down, place on top of the jelly slice, being sure all corners are even.
Peanut butter side down. And then making sure all corners are even. So like I'm really actually going to make a point of. Okay?
With a clean knife, cut your sandwich horizontally, vertically, or diagonally.
So now I have options. I can choose whatever I prefer to do. That's good too.
As always, take care when using sharp objects.
Nice.
Once satisfied with the shape of your sandwich pieces, place the knife in the sink. There are many different ways to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and they all promise to be enjoyable. Congratulations! You have now made a tasty treat.
Oh. I just dropped jelly down my...